Hello YouTube. Today we're going to try the 40 volt brushless Ryobi power head with the brush cutter blade on it. This is a steel brush cutter blade, and we're going to snap it on here. The whole trick to this is get yourself some kind of pokey device, put it in this slot on the side of the head here. There's two slots. There's the one that rotates with the head, and then there's a slot on the actual collar thing there. Put it in there and turn it to the right. You want to tighten it, righty-loosey in this case. Now I cheated, this is already loose. So we're just going to spin it off. And now you might be asking, what are we going to use to attach the blade to this with? Well, if you have an edger handy, I've already loosened this as well. Righty-tighty, righty-loosey. You can take it off. And now, you have a nut for your brush cutter blade. So, reverse our order of operations here. You can see that this has a collar, and that matches up to the diameter of the blade there. And then you take the washer, which was from here, and it all works out perfectly. Now, obviously, we have a slight hitting issue here. I think I might actually just trim off that piece of plastic. There's no reason for that to be there. Otherwise I'd have to take this guard off, and I think I'd rather have a guard. So I'm going to cut this little piece of plastic, and then I'll show you guys the footage of it tearing through some tall stuff. We got some challenges today. So I'll show you guys the footage on the other side. Here we go. Okay, and we're back. Got the blade tightened up, got the guard trimmed back with that plastic piece. Works nicely now. Been using it for about 15 minutes, and I have some thoughts. I've used a lot of different string trimmers. We've got Steels, we've got Husqvarnas, we've got Echoes, we've got all kinds of power products around here. When you use a gas trimmer brush cutter, there's something that has popped up on every single one that I've used, and that is the vibration especially when you go to start out. So if the blade's at a stop and you hit the throttle, the thing just vibrates in your hand, kind of bucks and throws its head until it gets the blade spinning. And that's because the engine the engine is making pulses of power. It's hitting it either once every revolution with a 2-stroke, or once every other revolution with a 4-stroke. So it's only getting these pulses of power that get sent down the shaft, and you're trying to spin that heavy blade, so it ends up just shaking the guts out of the middle section of these units. And that happens too when you hit something. So you hit a solid object, and all of a sudden the blade stops, and it just reverberates throughout the whole machine. It rattles in your hand. It's very unnerving. With this, it's very smooth. The electric motor has, I assume it has 6 poles, but it might have more than that. It's brushless. It's all digitally controlled anyway. But it has many pulses of power for every revolution, at least 6. And so the end result is, if you're sitting here dead stopped and you floor it, it just spins up. There's no bucking, there's no vibration, there's no anything. It's like using a saw. So that is one huge advantage. The other part of that is that when you have it under a load, so you're going through wood, again, the 2- and 4-stroke motors, you're only getting pulses every so often. With the electric motor constantly delivering power pulses, you're able to saw through these heavy items, and it maintains the blade speed. It just keeps it very constant. So it's actually really a dream to use. Okay, that's enough talk. Let me show you guys how this thing does. Let's see. There we go. That should work. just for reference. Big old branch, big old weed right there. Alright, so I think I made my point. You can see that it's nice and smooth as it does its job. There's a real, the thing just spins. There's no drama to it. There's no hucking and bucking. It just does the job and doesn't complain. 2 thumbs up from me. I am very impressed with this. Another thing too is, especially with the brushless motor, when it's just sitting here spinning, it's not really trying at all to cut through the stuff. It's just maintaining its speed. That battery lasts forever. I've been doing this for about 25 minutes now. I still got full bars. So this thing's awesome. All right, there you go, guys.